This year was the hardest year of my life. I will always remember this year because this year marked an end. An end to a 5-year story. This story began on Saturday, November 16th, 2019. I will never forget that day as long as I live. To this very second, I ask myself, how did I survive the last 5 years? I still don't have an answer. I don't know if I ever will. I had to make this video before this year was over. I wanted to give this story a proper end, which it deserves. Not just for myself, but for everyone that has been a part of this story. To those of you watching this, I want to first start off by saying thank you. You have no idea how much your presence in my life has meant to me. I know some of you watching this, I will never see or talk to again. And that is completely understandable. And I will address that in a little bit. To those of you watching this that I will have a future with, I give you the same love and respect. Earlier this year, I started using 3 words that have motivated me, that have kept me through these last 12 months. Those 3 words were finish the story. I've had a lot of people ask, what do you mean by that? What does finish the story mean? Well, getting to a place where I can find peace in my life. After my dad passed away in 2019, when this story began, I lost everything. Little did I know how much I would lose in the years to come. I lost myself. I became so angry at this world that I scared myself. I became angry at everybody around me. I became angry at my mom. I became angry at everything. because I felt like after everything I have done for so many people in my life, I felt like everything was just being taken from me. I've had so much taken from me. Some because of my own actions, but also because it's just life. I began this year saying finish the story because it became my mission to take this year and find peace in my heart. Little did I know before that journey would begin that I would do some horrific things, say some things that I would end up regretting for the rest of my life, do some things that I would end up regretting for the rest of my life. Ever since my dad passed away, it felt like his way of filling his void, which will never be possible, but I have always looked at it as his way of saying, this will help you now that I'm gone. After he passed away, I began reconnecting with a lot of my family that I haven't really ever had a strong connection with. I met some new cousins. I met some old ones. I reconnected with some old ones. And we just had great times. And many of you watching this are those cousins. But my anger, my confusion, my depression with this entire story led me down some dark roads. I made horrible decisions that I will never be forgiven of, and I had made peace in my heart with that, and rightfully so. I said a lot of things that were not from me. They were from a version of me. I don't know. It consumed me. And anyone that has been in a very dark depression for an extended period of time and been into this way of being after such a horrific, tragic loss and time in your life, you would understand. I have tried my best to explain it to people, and it's hard to explain unless you have lived it. Back in November 2021, I connected with cousins of mine, some that I knew were my cousins, others that I would later find out that were cousins of mine down our family tree. That entire bond was just very special to me. And I ruined that. Not once. I was forgiven the first time, and then the second time, that was it. The first time I had made peace with that being the end. When I was given a second chance, I was grateful. And I was in a great headspace then. Really, really was. But I had not found that definitive closure and peace in my life yet. So some months later, that dark depression would come back and haunt me again. And I did some things that, like I said, I will regret for the rest of my life. But I wanted to make this video because I want to let you all know that I have finished that story. Like I said I would. I have found peace in my heart, peace in my life. I've had people, at work notice a difference in me. Because I've been there at that job since the beginning of this story, basically. My mom has noticed a difference. She was the first one I told that I had finished this story. Realizing that I had found peace in my life made me venture into new projects, and I felt this new lease on life. Like this barn, for instance. Since the last time many of you have been in it, it has changed a lot, just like I have. This was my way of finding closure. I chose this color scheme, these hardwood floors, in remembrance of my dad and myself. As a diehard Carolina fan, it was only right that I painted these walls Carolina blue. As a diehard Carolina fan, it was only right that I got these hardwood floors that remind me of a basketball court. And in this place are pieces of the chapters of my life thus far. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful end. All it's missing is those that have spent time in here. But I'm grateful for the moments that we did create. To Carson, Chris, Chase, Little Chase, Landon, Brady, Alan, Eli. Thank you so very much for being a part of this story. You'll never know how much these last 5 years have meant to me. I'm sorry for everything I have done. But again, it was not me. It was a version of me that was lost, confused, angry at this world. And I took all that and became someone, for all intents and purposes, that I prayed I never would become. But I guess you have to go through the dark to see the light. Trust me, I've been in the dark long enough. I refuse to live that way anymore and have come out on the other side. A healed human being that loves his life, that loves the people in it, no matter if they are gone forever. But I just want to apologize for everything. I know for some of you, I'll never see or talk to you ever again. And that is perfectly okay. You have that right, and I completely understand. But I just want you to know that I will carry every memory we created together in my heart forever. I promise you that. Because I know my actions made it seem like I didn't care about the times we spent together. But I just want you to know that they were some of the greatest times of my life. I hope that you saw, even in those darkest times, that you saw a small piece of the real me when I would help you financially or give you advice. That was the real me. And for that brief moment in time, I was okay. I wasn't in a dark, deep depression, being consumed by my fears and my past and my losses. I was Caleb. And that is who has been talking to you right now. I pray that none of you ever have to fight like I have had to fight these last 5 years. I know I tried my best not to show it. I tried to fight those silent battles as best as I could on my own until I broke. And I apologize. I really do. I know I sent y'all a letter earlier this year, and I ended it by saying I hope that one day we can all reunite as a family, as cousins, and live out the greatest story ever written. Who knows? Maybe one day in the future it'll happen. But I'm not holding my breath at all. I'm not. I have made peace that what's done is done. And I can't lose any more hair stressing about that. Because for the longest time, I let it consume my life. And I just can't. You all are living your own lives now. And I'm not needed. The old me was definitely not needed, but I know for certain, I'm sure the real me's not needed as much as I was wanted to be. I'm not needed like that anymore. So I hope that you all will forgive me for everything I have done, said, asked for, because I have made peace in my life. I found closure and I can move on. But I will say thank you for all the great times we shared together. Thank you for being you. You all are incredible individuals, and I know you will do great things in this life. Broken hearts and dark chapters end up making beautiful worlds, after all. They really, truly do. So I hope wherever life takes us, Lord willing, our paths will cross once more. So this isn't goodbye. This is just see you when I see you. And I hope that whenever you are able to have a story in your life, that you have a formidable ending, because that ending will be filled with good, bad, ugly, all of it. But when you look back on it, that story that moment, that chapter was molding you into a better version of you, into a better version of your life. It always gets better. We just always lose sight of that. So, this is to all of you, the greatest cousins in the world. I love you all so very much, no matter what. And I hope that you have a wonderful, prosperous New Year and a Merry Christmas with your families and loved ones. And I guess there's just one thing left to say. Story finished. I love you, and I mean it. One more thing. To Chase, Landon, Carson, Chris, Little Chase, Alan, Ela, Brady. Thank you for loving me when I didn't love myself. Thank you for loving me when I wasn't myself. Thank you for letting me be your Bubba. Just like I was my dad's Bubba. Life is a circle. I said I wasn't gonna cry. Life is a circle.